For this case analysis, the standard was to identify, describe, and draw rays and angles. Angles including right angles, acute angles, obtuse angles, and straight angles. The need for this standard was that the teacher needs to better explain the concept of rays and angles to his or her fourth grade class. The teacher should also be using a technology tool, and after understanding rays and angles, the students should be able to draw rays and angles using a technology tool. The teacher should also use real-world examples. To start this case artifact, I found a great Microsoft PowerPoint made public to anyone online, and it is from Google Docs. It's simply a rays and angles PowerPoint, and it's called Rays and Angles, and it says here prepared by Title V staff, which is located in East Los Angeles College. So we'll go ahead and start this presentation, as you can see right here. Start presentation. So here's the first slide, the title page, and the teacher will simply just continue through the slides and stop when he needs to talk and explain something. So next. And the first slide is ray, which is a line that starts at one point and extends indefinitely through another point. So here, the teacher will explain the ray starts at point A and it extends through point B. The difference between a ray and a line, since students already know what lines are, is that it continues. It's just a never-ending segment. So here, again, starting at point A, continuing through point B, and going on forever and ever. So that is the idea of a ray. And this teacher can ask questions to the class and simply say, students, do you have any questions about the idea of a ray? And before he continues on to the next slide, just answer the questions as given, and it should be pretty easy. The next slide is an angle, which here says the union of two rays that share a common endpoint or vertex. So here is ray AC starting at point A, continuing through point C, and here is ray AB starting at point A, continuing through point B. And the common endpoint or vertex that they share is point A. So that's right here. So here's one ray and another ray, and then the vertex that they share. Again, the teacher will stop after explaining it and ask the students if they have any questions and answer as follows. I'll go ahead and click next. Here it says, fact, we can also think of an angle as being formed by rotating one ray away from the initial position. So here's the initial position, this line, and you can rotate this ray as to wherever you may wish. And here represents an acute angle because it is either 0 degrees or up to below 90 degrees. So that's an acute angle. Right angle is exactly 90 degrees, so this rotated side would be up here. An obtuse angle is between 90 and 180, so the rotated side would be over here. And a straight angle is directly straight, which would be 180 degrees. Go ahead and click next. Again, ask the students before if they have any questions. Here it says the angle formed is indicated by a letter, oftentimes a Greek letter. So here would be where the name of the angle that's formed is. Again, here's the initial position and rotated side. So this would be representing an acute angle because it's between 0 and 90 degrees. This slide says the initial position is formally known as the initial side. So that's right here. The rotated side is formally known as the terminal side because that's where it ends. Again, here is represented an acute angle. So after the teacher is done with this slideshow, the students should be able to get a great idea of what a ray and an angle is. To further explore the content of rays and angles, I've pulled up another great tool, which is just simply a YouTube video of rays. Seeing that the PowerPoint went into a little more detail of angles, showing the initial side and terminal side, as well as right angles, acute angles, obtuse angles, and straight angles. Here is a great YouTube video that the teacher could show if the students have follow-up questions on rays. So I'll go ahead and play just a little bit of this. Okay.
Learn today at yourteacher.com.
Using the same figure as example 1, we can also introduce an idea called a ray. For example, ray AC, which includes point A and all the points on the line in the direction of point C. Ray AC can be represented using the points A and C with an arrow drawn over them pointing to the right. Note that A is called the endpoint of the ray, and C indicates the direction. When representing a ray, note that the first letter used is always the endpoint, which in this case is A, and the second letter used always indicates the direction, which in this case is toward point C. So let's say we have a CA with a little arrow over it. In this case, since the first letter is C, our endpoint would be at C. And since the second letter is A, the ray would go in the direction of point A. So ray CA is going to the left. Note that when representing a ray, such as ray CA, the small arrow always points to the right, even if the ray itself is going to the left.
So as you can see, this YouTube video went into a little more detail of rays. And although it could have been a little difficult to understand, that is why the teacher is there to take up follow-up questions of the YouTube video. After showing this Microsoft PowerPoint and YouTube video, the teacher again will take questions, and seeing that he or she has gone over as much information as possible, this will accomplish the standard of being able to identify, describe, and draw rays and angles. Also, the students will get an idea of exactly what a ray is and what an angle is, and everything will be accomplished as follows for the standards and needs. Thank you.